The month you're gonna do it in, you're gonna have to work between 5 and 10 hours a month. You're gonna have to concentrate on what you're doing, because you're gonna make your own investment, and you're gonna get your own money back. You're not gonna give the money to anybody else. It's not gonna happen. So here's a few promises. I'm gonna show you how to make cash flow. I know you need some of that. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to make cash flow in the future, and I'm gonna show you how to make some big paydays if you wanna make them. So I'm gonna show you all those things, and I'll do that in about an hour and 30 minutes or so, okay? All right, now I don't know where you are financially. Maybe you're a little concerned about where you are financially. Most people end up at these events, they're here because some of the things they thought were gonna work out didn't work out, whether it was when you bought your house or whether it was a New Year's resolution, I don't know what it was, but right now you have a few money challenges, so I'm gonna give you some solutions to those. Now, everything I'm gonna tell you is going to be recession-proof. Everything is gonna be, it doesn't matter whether the market's going up, it doesn't matter whether the market's going down, this works all the time. It doesn't matter when it is. Okay, now you're not gonna invest with Ted.Thomas. You need to know that, so you need to know you're not gonna. All right, so I don't know what your past experience has been, but the people that are the most successful are the people that have no experience. So that you're gonna like this, because if you've never done it before, then you're gonna be able to do that. Now, I don't have a magic pill. I cannot make you rich by next Friday. I know that's gonna be disappointing, but I can't do that. This is a process. Once you learn it, you can do it for the rest of your life. Everything I'm gonna teach you is 200 years old. This has been around for 200 years. You guys just didn't know about it. And now you're gonna learn about it and you're gonna say, it's too good to be true. But this has been going on. Other people have been doing it for 200 years. I didn't invent it. It was invented when the country was invented. Okay, so if you're willing to work 5 hours a month, you're in the right room. If you're not willing to do anything, you're probably in the wrong room, so you have to figure that out. Okay, if you're comfortable letting a stockbroker or financial advisor, registered rep, do you make a decision, then that's fine with me. I'm not gonna teach you to do anything like that. I'll teach you to take care of yourself. So again, I'm a publisher, an author, and I create educational materials, and so I don't have any investments to sell you. So understand, I'm not a broker, I'm not a registered rep, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a salesperson. All I'm gonna do is talk to you about educational material. Would that be okay? Say yes.
Great.
Okay, say yes.
Yeah.
Say yes loud.
Yeah.
Come on, you can do pipe in on me. This guy's quiet for the first time today.
I'm taking it all in.
You taking it all in? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm a bottom line, cut through the chase. Give me 1, 2, 3, and I won't waste your time. But so I'm here, to kind of give a flavor. But for 90 minutes of my life is maybe like, a month in other people's lives because I run so fast. But I do a lot of hands-on, personal, private equity type things.
Okay, you're gonna love this.
Well,
You're gonna love this. You're able to do that. Oh, you're the last one in the door and you're a little late. That's okay. 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 Folks, sit down and be comfortable. Unfortunately, you missed some foundational material, which is not good, but I usually don't let people in. We don't have at this point, but let's get them seated so we can get going. Okay. Okay, welcome aboard, young man.
Thank you, sir.
Good to have you here. Did you find this okay? You couldn't find a parking space. Did you find a parking space?
Oh, yeah. About a mile away.
Yeah.
great.
Okay. That's it. That's it. Nobody else. Wow. Hey, it started at 3 o'clock. You guys are late. You're holding me up. Okay, someone get by the door here. Nobody else is coming in. Once I start, I don't let anybody else in. Do this. We made an exception to the rule, which I don't like to do. Okay. All right. All right, so let me repeat this slide for those guys back there, and I won't repeat any more from them. What they miss is what they miss, okay? All right, so first of all, I'm not a broker, I'm not a rep, I'm not a salesperson, I'm not an attorney, I'm an investor. What am I? Okay, so I'm gonna teach you what I do, and then if you guys wanna follow that, I'll teach you how to do that. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go. All right, okay, so I've been doing this for 30 years, but I've been teaching people for 29. Now, I know why you're here. You're all here for the same reason. You can tell me some other reason, but what you want is you want more security, you want more predictability, and most of all, you want more certainty, and that's what money usually does. It gives you the certainty you want. So that's why you're here. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of women in the room. 68% of my clients are women, so I'm going to tell you all about it. All right, so you're going to discover in the next 10 minutes how to make 16%, 18%, 24%, up to 36% of the money, and your check's going to come from the government. Who did I say the check was going to come from? Okay, so you can't invest with me. You're going to invest directly with the government, and you're going to get checks back from the government. That's going to make this a predictable, certain, and secure investment. So if you're into predictable, certain, and secure, you're in the right place. together?
Traffic's a nightmare out there today. I can tell you, we came from Central Atlantic, it took us 30 minutes here.
Okay. Okay. The problem is if you missed the first few minutes, you missed a lot.
Yeah, we had no idea.
That's right. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to make these kinds of returns, and I'm gonna show you how to do that without taking risk. What did I just say? Without risk, okay, so you're gonna love it. So the first 20 minutes, I'm gonna show you how to take a $2,000 investment and make it into $120,000. Does that make sense?
No,
It doesn't, thank you for saying that. He said no, but I'm gonna show you how to do that, and I'm gonna show you how to do it without risk. Would that be good?
yeah.
Okay. All right, so what am I gonna talk about? I'm gonna talk about government tax certificates. Not Ted.Thomas tax certificates, but government tax certificates. When you do this investment, listen closely because you need this foundational material. Okay, so this foundational material will get you where you wanna go, all right? Number one, every county in the United States, there's 3,000 of them. Will either sell tax lien certificates or tax deeds. You live in Florida, so we'll concentrate on Florida to get started. In Florida, when a person doesn't pay their property tax, the government, the local government, whatever county you want to name, will issue a tax certificate. When they issue that certificate, they issue it because the person didn't pay the tax. Does the government still have to pay their bills? The county government, do they have bills? Yes. They have to pay their county employees. They gotta pay the police and the sheriff. They've gotta pay for the schools. They gotta pay for the people that run the government. So all those costs have to be paid, all right? So the government will issue a tax certificate. So the only way you can buy one of these is directly from a county government or a municipal government. So that means that you're gonna take your money, you're not gonna give it to Ted.Thomas. You're gonna invest your money with the government. So you need to say this to me and make sure that they've all got it. You're gonna make your investment with the, yeah, it's a little weak. I've got the room till 6, you can yell and scream in here all you want. We're gonna invest with the government. That means we're gonna get a check back from the government. Now, in the different states, they pay different rates of interest on these certificates. Sometimes it's 16, sometimes it's 18, sometimes it's 24, sometimes it's up to 36. You live in Florida, you make up to 18% on your money. That means you invested with the government, whatever amount your investment was, you get that amount of money back, plus 18%. Would that be a good investment?
Yeah.
Would that be good?
Yeah.
You'd like to make 18% of your money. All right, and the check comes from Ted.Thomas, right?
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
We're friends.
Yeah, we're friends, okay. All right, so that's how I'm gonna be able to show you in a few minutes how to take a $2,000 investment, and I'm gonna show you how to take it all the way up to being $120,000, and you're not gonna take risk, because you're gonna do all your investments with the... Okay, it's okay if you answer. You can yell and scream. I got the room till 6 o'clock, okay?
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, you are about to discover a little-known government program called tax certificates that allows you to write a check to the government and get a check back from the government with a return on your money that can be 16, 18, 24, and all the way up to 36%. My very special guest today is self-made millionaire Ted.Thomas, a man who has made millions and millions of dollars for himself and his students over the past 25 years, teaching them how anybody can profit with tax certificates.
Anybody can make money, and I found that out at age 19. I was a high school dropout.
You don't have to have a college degree to use Ted's program.
It's really just about learning the process. Anybody can do this business as long as you have the right guidance.
Ted is a best-selling author, a highly sought-after lecturer. Ted.Thomas is quite simply the most trusted and respected authority in America when it comes to tax certificates. And the good news is anybody can buy them anywhere across this great country, and you can do it with any level of income or education.
So you can get into this business for, $100, $50 bill.
The tax lien was only $67.12.
The big guy, the little guy, anybody can use it.
The least expensive tax lien certificate that we bought was $27, and we went on and we bought about 400 of them over the next year and made about $100,000 profit that year.
Okay, now all I'm gonna ask you to do is just open up your mind. Let's let a lot of new information fall in. Okay, this is gonna be different than any other investment you talked about. There's never gonna be an investment advisor. You're gonna do this yourself. This is an investment that you do yourself, and you're gonna do it in the local county, or you can do it in any county or municipality in the United States. You're always gonna go where the flow of the money is. You're gonna get a chance to learn how to do that. Now, I call this the safest and the most lucrative investment in America. Now, how can I say such a thing? Because what you're gonna do with your money is you're gonna give it to the, and you're gonna get a check back from them. So you're gonna get your money back and that. That's gonna happen every time that you do this investment, okay? So you can't invest with Ted, this is gonna be mailbox money. The government's gonna start mailing you checks, and they're gonna be pretty good checks. Now, when you raise your hand in an auction to buy one of these certificates, you raise your hand like that, they're gonna give you a piece of paper. Now, the piece of paper is like what comes out of your computer. It's about this size, looks about that size. It's a piece of paper, they're gonna give you a piece of paper. That piece of paper is a tax certificate. And that certificate gives you control of the property that you just paid the tax. That property can't be sold, it can't be mortgaged, nothing can happen to that property until you get paid.
Wow.
Now, only two things can happen with a tax certificate. It's not complicated like a stock, it's not complicated like bonds, it's not complicated like the kind of investments you do. Okay, only two things can happen with a tax certificate. Once you buy it, you do nothing more than you take it home and you put it on your desk and then you sit on your assets. That's all you do, you don't do anything. It's a passive investment. The government does all the work for you. Who does the work? Government. Okay, so you invested with the government, you're waiting now, you own this tax certificate. Only two things can happen. The client who didn't lose their property but had a tax certificate, they come in and pay you. If they come in and pay you, you get back all your money. How much your money? All your money plus whatever the high interest rate is. Would that be good?
Yeah.
Okay, the other alternative is they don't come in and pay. If they don't come in and pay, you get the property without a mortgage. It's the law in every county and every municipal in the United States. All right, what did you just pay for that property? Not much. It's a good answer. Not much is a good answer. What you just paid is you paid 1 year's taxes for a property. Raise your hand if you'd like to own a mortgage-free property. Mortgage-free property for 1%. Would you like that? Raise your hand. It's okay to raise your hand. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's the business we're going to talk about. This has been going on for 200 years. You just never heard about it. Okay, now let me tell you how big a business this is. You live in the state of Florida, yes? Yes, Ted. Okay, in the state of Florida, 1 million property owners will not pay their taxes this year.
Oh my goodness.
That means there's 1 million opportunities for you to pay someone else's taxes. Now, if you pay taxes, I'll repeat that. If you pay those taxes, you now control that property. They can't sell it, they can't mortgage it, they can't do anything with it until you get paid. 97% of those certificates will get you paid within 24 months. In Florida, the maximum on a certificate is 18%. How many people would like to own a few certificates like that?
Oh, yes, that'd be good.
It'd be nice to have those certificates. You can buy all you want from Ted.Thomas, right?
No.
Who do you buy them from? Because I'm an author and a publisher and I'm just going to teach you how to do it. You got that?
Yeah.
You can't buy an investment from me. Okay, no way you buy an investment from me. Is this something you want to know more about, or we had enough for today? You'd like to go faster. You done enough?
Let me ask you this.
No question. Hold on.
But-
Wait a minute. It's not gonna happen. I'll do the questions there. Okay, I'm gonna get this presentation finished. So
Oh, okay.
everybody's busy like you.
Okay.
But here's what I'll do. Here's my promise.
All right.
I'll stay until 8 o'clock answering questions for you. But let me get through the presentation so people can go home, or they gotta go to eat, or they got a babysitter, or whatever they gotta do. Fair? Say yes. Say yes anyway. even if you don't.
Somewhat.
Make me feel good.
Somewhat.
Say yes.
I like interactive learning.
I'm with you. I would like to do it your way.
Yeah.
But everybody else will be asleep because they don't give a damn about us.
No, I don't think so. I
You're talking about that guy always asks-
I ask good questions.
You ask a good question?
I ask good
You're so
questions.
humble.
No, I ask really good questions.
Okay, you gotta learn this. Will
No,
you be quiet?
I'll try.
We're trying. Will you control him? He's your friend. You can't control him either. All right, so we're having fun with this guy because he's been having fun. You guys missed the whole interface we had earlier, but we have patience with it. We're having fun. Okay, so this is an exciting investment for people who want to make money because you lock in this interest rate. So it doesn't go up and down in the bank and it doesn't go up and down in the stock market. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. All right, look at these rates. 16, 18, 20, all the way up to 36%. And you can buy in any state you want, and you can buy for any municipality you want. And I'll show you how to do that on a computer. It's in the computer and do that if you want. So you can buy it physically, you can go raise your hand, or you can raise your hand on the computer. Would that be nice? Say yes. Say yes anyway, loud. Come on. Makes me feel good when you answer. Come on.
You bet.
Say yes.
Yes.
You bet. I like the way that guy did it. All right. So some people make money every time. Why do they do that? Because they're buying these certificates and they're giving their money to the government and they get checks back. So that's what you're gonna be. So we call these government certificates, okay? All right, so government tax certificates have been available for 200 years. I did not invent this system, but everything I'm gonna tell you about is in the statutes for this state and every state in the union, okay? Now, each state has its own rules, but this comes from the statute. Everything I'll tell you today is 200 years old. I did not invent it. I'm just here to teach you how to do it. Now, we do lots of classes right across over in Sumter Lake there, and this is inside the waterfront hotel there. That's one of the classes there. Okay, but these people are going to learn how to do this, and then they're going to learn how to do this on their own. So is there going to be a broker involved? No. Is there going to be anybody to help you do it? No. You need to learn how to do this so that you don't have to be paying commissions to other people, and you're just going to make money. All right, so the government's going to guarantee your income. You're going to get that interest rate, or if you don't get paid, what do you get? Let's do it again. You either get paid or you get the property. Is that good?
Great.
Okay, how much you paying for that property?
1%.
1%. Okay, excellent. Okay. So tax lien certificates have been around for decades, and you're going to be able to do that. Now, the beauty I like in this investment, and I'll repeat it many, many times, is this is very predictable, it's certain, and your investment is secure. Now, what is secure about this investment? What do you buy a certificate, what's the security for this?
The property.
Exactly. Perfectly. Perfect answer. The property. So you either get paid or you get your security, which is the property. Is that a good deal? Okay, every one of you is going to want to do this. Before I finish another hour, you're going to want to do this. Everybody wants to do it. And you can buy it for $50, or you can buy it for $50,000. Wouldn't you like to get a certificate on a hotel like this? Buy the certificate for $100,000, make 18% on it? That wouldn't be too bad. Not bad, no. So every property has a tax. All right, now, the people that do this, they do it 5 to 10 hours. This is all you guys need to do. You don't have to work full time. This is just the month you're going to do it, you're going to put 5 to 10 hours. Now, my clients mostly look like this, but what's happening is now we got a lot of young people that really know how to use a computer. The counties are going online, so they're sitting at home doing this with a computer. And you can do the same thing. We'll show you how to do it. But the young people are going to really be the ones that are going to cash in the future. You guys will be able to cash in. I can tell you right now, there will be so many tax certificates that they can't sell them. They have never been able to sell them. There's always some that you can buy. Always, okay? All right, so these tax certificates, they've been issuing them for 200 years. And people don't even know about it because there's no class to teach you how to do that. That's why I started teaching it over here. Nobody has a clue about it. Now, when you pay someone else's taxes, what are you paying for? Well, I'll tell you what you're paying for. The first thing you're paying for is you're sending that money to the county. Will the county then be able to pay their employees? Yes. Okay, they'll also be able to pay the school teachers and for the schools. They'll be able to pay the police department, the fire department. You getting the idea? They'll send some money over to the hospital. In the state of Florida, 1 million property owners won't pay their taxes. That means every one of these counties is going to have a shortfall. They're not going to have enough money. If they don't have enough money, they're going to sell tax certificates. They want your money to come in and buy the tax certificate. So they will protect you. You have CYA, cover your assets, because the county is going to give you a document that says you get paid or you get the... How good is that? Is that good? Is that good? Should you be doing this? Well, let me say it again. Should you be doing this?
Yeah.
Who said it? Yes. When would be a good time to start?
Now.
Yes, that's a good answer. All right, now if you're buying these in Arizona, you could earn 16%. Florida pays 18%. Georgia's my favorite state, and I'll tell you about that later. Okay, Iowa, 24%, and Texas, 25%. I'm only showing you 5 or 6 of the states, but half of the states sell tax certificates. The other half of the states do not sell the certificate. Now, you live in a benevolent state. I said the word benevolent. What they're doing in Florida is they're selling a tax certificate. When they sell you a tax certificate, the property owner doesn't lose their property.
Right.
They don't lose their property. They have to wait till the tax certificate runs. So that means you keep those people in the property. So you're helping that property owner, at the same time you're helping the county because the police get paid and the firemen get paid, right? So you're helping a lot of people when you buy a tax. The other states don't do that. Half of the states, they say, if you haven't paid the taxes, they say, if we notices, they confiscate the property. Now, does that government want those properties? No way, they don't want property. So they sell them for back taxes. They just sell them for back. So you can buy properties for just back taxes. Every time a tax auction takes place, they wipe out the mortgage. They do what with the mortgage?
Wipe it out.
All right, if they wipe out the mortgage, that means when you get these properties, you got no mortgage on them.
Right.
So that's the way to own a property, correct? Okay, so you've seen all of it. All right, so kind of follow me along with this slide. You get it. You already have it firmly in your mind. Every property in the States has a tax. It's always owed to the local government. Now, I put government center there because I teach this overseas and they don't know what a county is. Okay, so it's, money is owed to the local government. Now, that could be a municipality. Here on the East Coast, from Florida up to Massachusetts, there's 1,700 counties. 1,700, they're all the taxing authority. Okay, there's also 3,000 counties nationwide. They're all taxing authorities. You can't pay me, you're always gonna pay the government's county or municipality. Got it? Say yes.
Yes.
You got it? All right. So when that government gets the property, and they don't get their payment, they're gonna either issue a tax certificate or a tax deed. So I've said that a few times now, so I hope you guys get it firmly in your mind. So you're either gonna buy a tax lien certificate, or you can buy a tax default right. It's gonna be up to you. If you wanna get off the rusty dusty, you can go a bunch of these. All right, here in the villages, there's seminars here. Well, I hope to tell you. There's every one of these things, you got mutual funds, annuities, limited partnerships. What did you say you were doing?
Well, private equity, private loans.
Private equity, private loans, okay, you get the idea. There's one of those. I want to teach you to control your own. You're already controlling your own because you know private equity, you're real close to controlling. That's as close as you're going to get anyway. All right, so you get the idea. So there's plenty of things. I'm not here to knock those things. I'm not, if you're happy with that, you want to invest your money with any one of those things, and then go home and pray that you make money, it's okay with me. I don't have any trouble. I don't have any trouble at all. I'm going to just show you how to do it yourself. So who does this? Well, I'll tell you that right now, rich people do it. Are they going to tell you about it? Well, most of you are looking at me like I've got 4 heads. It's because you never heard about this. It's been around 200 years. You need to admit to yourself, you've been missing something. Wow, missing something big, so let's see what we're missing. So this slide is very important because the government is going to give you the right to get all your money back. Now, can you buy a stock and the government will give you the right to get your money back?
No.
Can you get in business, they'll give you a right to?
No.
Can you buy any investment, the government will give you the right? This investment, the government gives you the right to get your money back, or you get the property. It's one or the other. Now, you don't do any work with this investment. The beauty of this investment, if you're living here in the villages, you're interested in lifestyle. So if you want to keep the same lifestyle and not do any work, you want to be buying tax certificates. Because who's going to do all the work? The tax collector. You don't have to do any work when you buy a tax certificate. You buy the certificate, take it home, put it on your desk. There's no other work to do. So let's review. Why does the county sell the certificate? Because the certificate, when they sell it, now they're going to have money to pay for the police, the fire, the hospital, all the way down to paying for the schools. So that's why the county has to sell. So every year, the county will have a batch of these. For the past 3 years, every May in the state of Florida, every May, they've had at least 1 million certificates available. At least 1 million. Okay, you won't know about it because the only way you're ever going to hear about it is your county's going to tell you there's some in your county. But they're in every county, and I'm going to demonstrate that to you in just a second. So what about the brokers? Why haven't the brokers told you guys this? But you guys all know what brokers are. How come your broker hasn't told you about this? Why was that?
He wants to make his own money.
You won't make any money, right? That's right. You don't get paid on a tax certificate. Okay, the government doesn't allow any commissions to be paid, so the brokers are not going to tell you. Well, what about your attorney? You think your attorney might know about it? Well, they do know about it, but if they can't get paid, why should they tell you about it? It's the same problem again, isn't it? All right. Well, actually, the banks are the biggest investors in tax certificates. So take a look at my hands for a second. Over here in this hand, I just got the little clicker that I'm changing the slide with. So let's say you've got $10,000 in this account. This is an account with $10,000 in it at the bank. Can the bank do anything they want with your money while it's at the bank?
Pretty much.
Okay, pretty much, okay. They just have to give you a guarantee of what? A nice solid 1%, right? Yeah. Okay, so they give you a nice solid 1. What if the bank goes right over here to one of the counties in Florida and buys a certificate? What's the certificate maximum in Florida? It was 18%, wasn't it? Okay. Now they make 18% on that certificate. Okay, when the money comes in, they send it back to the bank. All right, 18%, how much of that do you get? You still get the same 1%, right? All right, my point is, if the banks are doing it, why aren't you doing it? There's a million certificates available. What's the risk if you buy the certificate? You bought a certificate, you're either going to get paid or you're going to get what? Would you like to get a property for 1 or 2%? With no mortgage on it? You'd be crazy if you didn't want one of those. All right, so let's review. Every property has a tax owed to the local county. All right. Now, what you're afraid of is you're afraid that you're going to lose your assets. I know that. So I'm telling you, you can take my word for it, which I wouldn't expect you to do, or you can go to any county, anywhere in the United States, and you can knock on the door of the treasurer. The treasurer is the most powerful person in government, kind of like being married. Your wife is in charge, right? Okay, same thing, okay? So you knock on the treasurer's door, now she'll let you in because she's an elected official. And she'll say, what can I do for you? You'll say, listen, this guy told me that if I buy these tax certificates, I'm gonna get paid. And almost every treasurer's gonna say the same thing. They're gonna say, if you buy a certificate, 95 to 97% of those certificates are gonna pay you within 24 months. 95 to 97%. Means you, that's a pretty good assurance, 95. But I've been standing up here saying, this is predictable, it's certain and secure. Now I'm telling you, 3% of you are not gonna get paid. 3% of you are not getting paid. Okay, raise your hand if you'd like to be part of the 3%. Just raise it.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3. Why would you raise your hand?
Get a property.
You answered it, didn't they? Now let's try it again. 3% of you are not gonna get paid. How many people like to be part of the 3%?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Because you're gonna get a property for what?
1%.
For paying the taxes. Is that a good deal?
It is.
Have you got an investment that's better? If you have, you ought to be doing that investment.
What are you doing in property?
Sell it, it's yours. You can do anything you want with it. You got 1% invested in it. Can you sell it for 10% and be happy?
When you had the property back, you had to pay the full taxes back, all the taxes?
No, you already paid the tax. Already paid it. There's no more taxes paid. You already paid it. You're not gonna pay any more, you already paid it.
And that deed is clear, and even though there's other liens on that property.
A tax auction wipes out every lien.
Wow.
When you have a tax lien certificate, you have a priority over the IRS lien.
Wow.
There is no more powerful investment than a tax certificate. There is no more power. You can wipe out the IRS. Just knock them right off the door. Nobody can be on that property. It's not Ted.Thomas telling you, it's the law, it's in the statute, all in the state. Is this a good deal?
It is.
Yes. All right, so this really sounds, all right, so you won't believe this, but years ago I had black hair. It was nice and skinny.
Saw it in the picture.
You saw that in my picture? Okay, so I was nice and skinny, right? And so I wanted to do an infomercial, so I called up CBS and Fox and all those guys. I said, look, I want to do this infomercial. They said, well, wait a minute, come in and tell us about it. So I told the big board of directors all about this infomercial. So they said, wait a minute. And their exact words, it sounds too good to be true. We can't put this on television. People will raise hell. So I said, well, what can we do? And they said, well, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to call an attorney and see what the attorney has to say about it. I said, well, if the attorney says, okay, we put the attorney on television too. They said, yeah, we'll put the attorney on television. So here's what happened.
Ted, I have to tell you, when we heard about your system, the producers of this show said this sounds almost too good to be true. And they wanted to get an outside opinion from an attorney. So we contacted real estate expert, attorney, and the author of the New York Times bestseller, How Come That Idiot's Rich and I'm Not? Welcome now, Robert Sheeman. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Lynn, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Now, Robert, Ted.Thomas has been telling us about tax certificate investing and how it is a government-backed program and totally legal. And we wanted to verify with an outside legal and real estate expert like yourself that what Ted is saying is true.
Well, it's not only for real, and it's not only absolutely true, but it's legal and it's statutory. It's not just out there as some investment. This is backed, approved, and written by state governments. This is how the governments collect their tax money when people don't pay their property taxes.
So is it safe to say that this is not a far-fetched get-rich-quick scheme and that tax certificates are a predictable, certain, and secure investment that is government-sponsored and backed up by property tax laws in each state?
That's right. They occur everywhere. Wherever there's a property tax to be collected, they're legal, they work, the returns can be absolutely fantastic, and this is all for real.
Robert, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
So then again, I did that infomercial. I put it on late night television and all that. Only problem was there was only 26-year-old kids came on there. They had no money anyway, so they couldn't do anything. So they wanted to learn how to do it. All right, so this slide obviously is black and white. And so is the law. The law simply says you get paid or you get the property. So why do we learn how to make some money? Would you like to make some money with some tax certificate?
Sure would.
That's another one. So you got a piece of paper in front of you, so kind of bear with me and we'll have a little fun. I want you to write on your paper, okay? So my friend Dave lives in Phoenix. He called me up and he said, Ted, I just put $2,000 in the bank. So write $2,000 on your piece of paper, if you will. And I said, well, Dave, why'd you do that? And he said, well, Ted, I'm 35 and I want to retire when I'm 55. I said, well, okay, well, what you gonna make in the bank? He said, 3.75. So why don't you put 2,000 and put 3.75? And I said, really, 3.75? That sounds pretty high. I think most of the banks are paying about 1 or 2%. He said, well, I got a special deal. And I said, all right, well, tell me this. You're putting the money in now. You're going to leave it there for 20 years. He said, yeah, I'm just going to roll it over and leave it there every year. I said, I got it. I said, what's it going to be worth? What's it going to be worth in 20 years? He said, well, I don't know. And most people don't know. So what do you think $2,000 is going to be worth at 3.75?
$5,300.
You said 53? Okay, anybody got another number they want to pick? Yell it out.
10,000.
10,000? Another number, anybody?
6,000.
6,000? Okay, well, you guys are pretty accurate. All right, so I just got a calculator, and I put $2,000 in, that was the number, right, 2,000? Okay, and 3.75. I figured out 1 year, and I just reiterated. Well, here's what it's gonna be worth, I'll show you right now. $4,100. Is that a good investment?
No.
He's not gonna retire on that, is he? All right, so he said, what should I do? I said, why don't you buy some certificates in Arizona? You might remember Arizona paid 16%. He said, well, if I invest at 16% and I keep rolling over, how much is it gonna be? And I said, well, it's gonna be a lot more than 4,000. Matter of fact, it's gonna be $30,000. Now that's starting to look pretty good, right? $30,000? All right, so I know what's wrong here. What's wrong here is you guys are all scared to death because someone's already broke your heart with one of these investments. Maybe you got broken it more than one time, because you gave someone else the money, you prayed that they were gonna make it, and they didn't. Well, that was unfortunate. Well, this one won't let you down. So I said, Dave, let's go to Iowa. If you remember, Iowa paid 24%. So in the calculator, I put the 2,000, same 2,000, you might wanna write it down again, okay? Except now we're gonna earn 24%. I figured out 1 year, and then I reiterated it 19 more times. So all I've changed in the whole time I've been talking is I just changed the interest rate, right? So now it's at 24%. Well, what's that gonna be worth?
A bunch.
Check.
All I did was change the interest rate, right?
All compounded.
Okay, so the choice is yours, not mine. You can't invest with me, but you need to learn to invest in different places. Okay? Now those systems have been in place for hundreds of years. This isn't brand new. Nothing I'm teaching you is new. It's been around for a long time. Now, does that make sense to you to put a $2,000 investment and end up $120,000? Is that pretty good?
You bet.
That's darn good. That's going to work for everybody in this room, okay? All right, so now I'm going to show you some real examples of people doing this kind of thing. These tax certificates have been around quite some time. Now, I know why you're here. I know that you've got plenty of money already, but you want some more, and you want some security, and you probably want a little bit more certainty in your life. So now I'm starting to show you investment that's got those three qualities, okay? All right, so let's kind of open up our mind. So my intention here from here on is to give you a clear path so you can contribute to your family or whoever it is that you want to do that. So I call this mailbox money, because who are you going to get your check from in the mail? Yeah, what's wrong with that? That's pretty darn good. Now, I teach classes on this. I do it about 4 times a year. I'll invite you guys to one a little later. These are people that are teaching it. People that teach in my class are only people that do it. We're not just up here teaching. We're all practitioners. I'm a practitioner. Everything I tell you, I do myself. Okay, so you can learn how to do it. So I need you to open up your mind now because you're going to see some pretty crazy results over the next few minutes. Now, this woman is certainly not a teenager. She's a senior citizen, and she is a stock market investor. Now, you guys all know what I'm going to say. You know that the stock market goes up, 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 and then at some point in time, it's going to do what? It's going to go down, down, down. So it's beautiful on the way up, but then on the way down, it takes back all the earnings, right? So that's pretty painful. All right, now, small investors can't handle that very well because they need that money. And so if you're a small investor, it's more painful than it is for a big investor. But no one wants to watch that market come back down. So she came to me and she said, can you teach me how to do these tax certificates? Now the beauty of tax certificate is that she's going to get a predictable and certain return every year, right? So if you bought in Florida, it's 18%. You're not going to get more, you're not going to get less, you're going to get whatever the percent is, and you're going to get that. So now it's predictable. So I don't know, where are you? Do you want predictable investments? Do you want certain investment? It's going to be up to you. It's your money, you're going to do anything you want with it. So that's the charm of this kind of investment, okay? So let's listen and let's see how she does. Now, I always recommend, even though there's people in this room that can take 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, start small. Just do some little deals, let them pay off, watch it happen. Once you see it happen, then you can get big as fast as you want. So if this hotel doesn't pay the tax, don't go buy the one in this hotel right away. Buy a little one. Buy one in a house. Okay, then buy another one, then later buy the one another. Well, this will be a $100,000 certificate. Well, if you're a big time investor, you want that because it's gonna give you a big time rate of return. You're getting the idea. All right, so let's listen to Marilyn and see how she started out and what she did.
Stocks are volatile. I've lost money in them before. With Ted's program, it's an online program. You buy everything online. I got 48, averaging 8-9%. Some of them are earning 18%. It's an awesome program. It's a safe, secure way to earn a whole lot better interest rate than the banks are giving you at 0.5 or 1%. The little guy can do it. You can have a couple of $1,000s and invest. Most of the liens that I purchased were a couple $100s, under $1,000. So it's a secure program. I wish I had known this years ago.
So be honest, how many people wish they lived this years ago?
I wish,
Yeah. If you learned this years ago, where would you be now? Some nice guy in the back of the always said, wouldn't be sitting in your class, Ted, I can tell you that.
No, we'd be
Okay.
on your yacht sipping a drink.
Yeah, damn right you would. Or maybe it'd just be taking it easy, right? Okay, so I'm gonna show you a lot of people the same demographic as you are, and you're gonna see a lot of people that they've finally changed their ways and now they're doing this and that. Now this is Peggy. Her big concern, and for a lot of people, I mean a lot of people, not necessarily here in the villages, but a lot of people otherwise, are concerned what are they gonna do about their retirement? What are they gonna have for paychecks? So she's one of those people, she didn't live in the villages, so she's another senior, same thing. Let's listen and see what she did.
I've chosen this as my retirement investment venue. I'm tired of watching stock portfolios and mutual funds go up and down and up and down. So I got online and looked in a lot of different counties to see who paid the highest interest rate, who had the easiest system to actually buy certificates. So I found this amazing vehicle through Ted's system that where you can buy something that's very high return, 18% in my case and higher, 36% in some cases. The first tax liens I bought 3 of them for $2,273. I wanted to try it, just see if it was something that was safe and would pay off. I got those certificates in the mail, put them in my drawer and waited. Next thing I know, months later, I got a check in the mail for $3,159. That was an 18% annual return on my money. It's an amazing world that's opened up to me with this system. And the main thing is I've taken control of it and I found something very safe with a high return. And I'm gonna have enough money for retirement now. I feel confident about that.
Okay, so she's feeling pretty good about it, and you will too. So what we're doing here is that people are learning to do the investment themselves, and as you probably heard, she talked about small numbers to start with. I tell people start small. Believe me, there's plenty of big tax certificates. I mean, there's $20,000 ones, $50,000 ones. There's plenty of big ones, but start small and learn how to do it. All right, so who's this guy, Ted.Thomas? Well, I spent a little time in the military as air traffic controller. That led me to become a pilot, and I worked for the airlines for a while. But when I found out how much money there was to make in real estate, I said, whoa. So I retired from the airlines, I actually resigned, and I started a business buying apartment properties in California. Now the properties were big, 50 units, 100 units, 300 unit apartment properties. And then we leveraged those buildings, usually about 95 or 97%. I mean, we were leveraged all the way up to the tip of your fingers. And then the market changed. All right, so you already know what happened then. Okay, when the market changed, I went from living in the country club across from the clubhouse. I went from the clubhouse to the outhouse in 1 year. I mean, I lost it all. All that big money was gone. So I ended up in a bankruptcy, and that was not a lot of fun. But here's the lesson I got from that. The lesson I got was, not only was I going to get humiliated, end up in a small apartment, but I wasn't going to be in the risk business anymore because I lost everything. Now, when I got to the bottom, my wife was diagnosed with cancer. So I'm not going to burden you with that story because you already got somebody in your family that you know it's already gone through all that, right? There's surgeries, there's MRIs, there's everything under the sun that costs you a lot of money, okay? So I tried a lot of new things, and I tried the internet first, and I found a lot of crooks there. And then I thought I'd go into franchising. And I really looked, and you guys look around the village, you look at some of these franchises, man, there's a lot of people lined up to eat at lunch and dinner. So I like the revenue model, that revenue model looked good, but I'm really not capable of managing 100 teenagers. I can't do it. I'd be a Google bird if I had to do that. So I didn't want to do that. So fortunately for me, the universe had the answer. Now, I don't know where you are spiritually or what your religion is, so I'm not suggesting any changes, but I did basically have a ray of light come down and tell me what to do. And it was really amazing to me because what happened, a couple of guys said, will you come to this investment seminar? And I was sitting, and I was in the back row. If If you look in the back row, there's a guy in a white t-shirt with his arms crossed. And when he's sitting there with his arms crossed, that means, show me your shit, because I don't believe in nothing. And that's what people are saying, and it's okay, I get it, it's all right. So I said, I don't believe this stuff. But you know what I discovered? I discovered abundance. And you guys are not gonna believe me now or when you leave here. This is a business of abundance. There is so many tax certificates, just 1 million in this state. You can find every friend you have and start buying, and you're not even gonna touch the market. There is so much. It's gonna be the same thing with the tax deeds. It's amazing how much there is. So I started learning from those guys, and that was a big deal. Because I had learned the hard way, and I no longer was going to be in the risk business. So if I take it, my money, and I invest it with the government, and I get a check back from the government, did I get out of the risk business?
You're out.
Okay, I was out, and I'm staying out, okay? Now, if I go buy property at tax defaulted auction, and buy for 10 cents on the dollar, what's my risk? 10 cents on the dollar, right? I was out 95% in my other deals. Yes, we could double our money quickly, but when it comes apart, it comes apart. So I didn't want to. So I tried a lot of things, like I said, internet, franchising, all those things. But when the universe said, it's time to change, boy, I made that change, I'm glad I did. So I thought I'd show you some of the things I discovered because it'll help you get a kind of a feel for what's going on here. So what I learned from that first group that I met with is that I could buy in a place like Baltimore, Maryland, and I'll use a lot of different states and counties now. I could buy in Baltimore, Maryland, and I could earn 24% on a tax certificate. Now, was that a pretty good rate of return? I thought it was absolutely dynamite. All right, so I said I'm going to call Baltimore and learn more about that. So I did that. I called Baltimore and I got a woman on the phone. And I said to her, listen, you sell tax certificates? She said, yes. I said, well, what do you pay? She said, 24%. I said, boy, that all sounds good to me. Can you send me a list of those? And she said, yes, I can send you a list. And so she did send me that list. And that list, she told me she'd send me a catalog, and there's a facsimile of the catalog. She sent me the list, and it had 9,000 tax certificates just in Baltimore. Wow. That was one county. There was enough certificates in that one county for all of us for the rest of our life. That was just one county. So I said, wow, maybe I better check around, see if there's other counties that have a lot of these. Because everybody wants a lifestyle business, you might as well live where you and do this wherever you wanted to do it, right? So I started making different calls, and one of the counties I called was Hillsborough County. Does anybody around here know what Hillsborough County is? Pardon? That's Tampa. So I called Hillsborough County, and I got a woman on the phone again. And I said, do you sell tax certificates? She said, yes. I said, how much do they pay? She said, 18%. I said, boy, that sounds pretty good. Can you send me a list of those? And she said, no, I can't send you the list. I said, well, why can't you send me a list? She said, I'm sorry, I can't send you a list. So I got a little persistent, and I said, come on, you can send a list. I want a list of it so I can buy it. I said, do you have a lot? She said, oh yeah, we got a lot of them. I said, brother. And she said, I can't send you the list. What you'll have to do is you'll have to call the newspaper, and they'll print you a list. The reason the newspaper had to print the list is because in those days, when they printed on those IBM typewriters that had big circle wheels on them, and the list was this big. It was this high. So I called the newspaper. And I called the newspaper and I said, I want to buy some tax certificates in Tampa. And they said, okay, fine. This is the newspaper. This is it. Everybody see it says Tampa on it?
Wow.
Okay, well, hold on a second, because I'm going to tell you how many were available in Tampa. I put it up on the screen, because sometimes I'm in a big room. Okay, but I'm in a little room right now. You can see for yourself. There's thousands. There is no picture in this newspaper. 40,000 certificates. Wow. Right next to where you're sitting. 40,000. Now, if you want to pick up the paper, if you want to call Miami-Dade, the newspaper will be that thick. That's how many there. I already told you there was a million certificates. How many people know of Jacksonville? Anybody know what Jacksonville is? Yeah. Everybody does, right? This is a list from Jacksonville.
Oh my God.
My point is, because no one's telling you about it, this is an opportunity, and every certificate in here pays 18%. That's the starting bid of those certificates. Should you know about this? Should you be learning about this? I'm talking to you. No? I'm not keeping you awake, am I? I know you when you were sleeping. Here we go. Can you see it's in thousands? Just in this state, there'll be 1 million. This is one state. You guys know enough? Is that enough for today? You want more? You sure?
Yep.
How about an enthusiastic, we want more?
Yeah.
Yell a little bit.
Yeah.
Come on, let's hear it.
We want more.
He wants more.
Who does? He does? You're not interested, right? He's not interested. He's interested? Well, if you sat
I
quiet,
can tell.
okay.
He never says.
All right, let me back up here. I said earlier, every property has a tax, yes?
Yes.
Okay, it's always owed to the government, yes?
Yes.
Okay, here in Florida, they issue a,
Tax.
okay, now let's transition a little bit. So we learned that Florida's got a ton of these. Do you think other states might have a lot of tax deeds to sell
Sure.
that people didn't pay? Remember, with the tax deed, what they do is the government goes out and confiscates the property, throws the people out on the street, and they want to sell it because what are they going to do with the money when they sell it? Pay the taxes. People didn't pay the tax, they take your property. And would they do that to you if you don't pay your car, do they come and repossess it? Well, it's the same thing, they just repossess that house, but they can't pick it up. Okay, they sell it for back tax. So would you like to see what happens in those states?
Sure.
No?
Yep.
Did you say no? She did. You did say no. She did say no. Hey, go back to sleep. Go back.
I listen.
Do you want to, nobody ever said no, this first time, I've been doing this 30
Give her another
years. The first one
chance.
ever said no, she didn't give it to you. Would you like me to hurry up and finish so you can go home?
I
Say yes.
I dragged her.
You dragged it. Boy, you must have. Beat the hell out of him on the way home, wouldn't you? Oh my God. Oh my God, nobody ever said no. Oh my
Always
God.
a first.
You made my day. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is unbelievable. All right. So in this state, they're always going to issue, let's see, I'm picking up. We're going to issue a what?
Tax certificate.
Okay, so let's go into a place like New York and see what they do in New York. You're not going to believe this. So in New York, they're going to confiscate those properties, right? So we went to Maryland, we did that. Here's Tampa, we did that. All right, so now what? This is New York, and in New York, every one of those booklets is a different county. Now, each one of those counties prints a booklet like this. I'm going to show you more about it in a second. Now look at this. This is Sullivan County. You guys don't know where that is probably, but it's just up from New York City. It's about 60 miles away. And look how many properties they're going to sell. Now they're going to sell these properties for just the back taxes.
Wow.
Yeah, 382. They can't sell them all, I'm going to guarantee you. Now New York City is 60 miles away. I said 60 miles, okay? Now there's got to be 10 million plus in and around New York, yes? And they couldn't sell all the property.
Wow.
It's a business of abundance. They can never sell all the property. Why?
There's not enough butter.
Well, there is enough buyers, but what the county does is they only advertise in their county, so nobody in New York even knew about it, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But Ted knows about them. I'll show you something.
Interesting.
Yeah, Ted knows. Watch this. Who knows what this is?
Flash drive.
Yeah. I got every property in the United States on that. Every. All right. So watch what happens. So I'll open up one of these little brochures. This is a little county. They got 100 properties. So they show you a picture of the property. You're not buying blind. You can go look at all these properties. You don't have to. You can look at them online. Look at the snow in Florida. You know that. All right. So you get the idea. That's what these brochures are. Take a look at this. Okay, now I could keep clicking this for about 2 hours because there's so many of these properties available. So every county is going to make some kind of list like this, just a list. They want to get rid of them. Just like I showed you a list for Hillsborough County a minute ago. It's the same thing for these properties. So the states that sell this, and these properties are sold, starting bids to back taxes. What does the government want out of the property? The government want more property?
No.
What do they want?
Cash.
They just want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So they're saying, you're going to buy this thing, we'll give it to you for 10 cents on it. They don't give a damn how much money you make. What do they care? Okay, now I'm not suggesting you guys get in that business right away.
Was it an auction or was it just a...
Everyone's auctioned. Every single one is auctioned. Yeah, you can do them online. You can sit home and do it. I sit in my office and do it. Sit in my office and buy these properties. Okay, so kind of open up your mind. What we're learning here is we're learning a business of abundance. There is too much of everything, and there's not enough people that know about it. Now, for all of you, most of you, this is something brand new. You say, oh my God. But everything I'm telling you has been going on for, I've been doing it for 30 years. And teaching people for 25. There's people out making money that learn how to do this. They're doing it all the time. Now, could you have your own hedge fund? You could have a hedge fund. You could do the thing yourself.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can get a bunch of people together and you can do the same thing. All right, now this is Kathy. Now what I teach people is I teach you to start small and then you can grow. I don't want you to go out and make a big mistake. you make a big mistake, it takes a long time to get your capital back again. You don't want to do that. So if we're going to do it, we're going to teach you to do it small so we don't make mistakes. All right, so this is going to take a little while. I can't make you rich by next Friday. What did I say? I can't make you rich by next Friday. I'm not even suggesting that
The
you
least
make-
expensive tax.
All right, so this is Kathy. She's a mom. She's got kids in high school, college. But, you know, families that got a lot of expenses, she's going to start small. So perfect for her. She's going to start small and she's going to grow it. She's going to tell you a little bit about it. But by the time she gets finished this 1 minute that you're going to hear her, she's going to start getting some of these properties for 20 cents on the dollar. Now, if you can get a property for 20 cents on the dollar, can you sell it for 40?
You bet.
Does that make sense? So you don't have to spend big money, and don't buy the big ones. Start small, then you can grow. Does it make sense? Say yes.
Yes.
Say yes aloud. Come on, make me feel good.
Yes.
Make me feel good. It's Friday. I'm working like you guys, you know. All right. I just shut it off.
The least expensive tax certificate that we bought was $109.
You guys can afford that, right?
$109 to probably $1,000 or $1,100 and everywhere in between. So this is completely an affordable type of technique that anyone can use to get additional income. And even on those smaller tax certificates, we were still getting between 15 and 24%, sometimes even a bit higher. And I know that seems like a small amount, but when you have that coming in on a consistent basis, it adds up very quickly. And you can still end up buying a property even from a tax certificate of $109. As a matter of fact, we ended up buying a piece of property that was a fairly good-sized property. The total amount was $4,500. It was assessed by the county at $29,500. We currently have that listed for sale. And once that money comes in, I'm going back to the tax certificate sale and buying even more because this has created an awesome additional stream of income for us.
Okay, so there's something simple she can do from home. She told me she did all that from her kitchen table. That's what she worked. And the last deal, she paid 25 cents. I said 20, but she said 25 cents on the dollar. So what she doing on case? She gets 25 cents on the dollar. She sell for 50. She got a nice piece of change, right? Doing that from the kitchen table, that's not bad, I would say. All right, so you're kind of getting the idea. Now, don't worry about how old you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. This woman is 83 years old, and let's see how she did.
Speaking with Dorothea Gardner, and I took Ted's course 4 years ago. But I started with $30,000, and I made that into $130,000.
Wow, congratulations. Was it surprising to you to see how low some of the properties that could be purchased? Were you surprised when you first saw it?
Oh, and everybody, yes, that's what shocks them. They're absolutely shocked that if they had $2,000, they might be able to get a property worth $70,000.
Right.
But if they buy a deed for a few thousand, $5,000, $6,000, they may get that house worth $70,000 or $80,000.
Fantastic.
And
you don't have to do too many deals like that to be pretty happy.
Okay, so what she said is she was paying a penny on the dollar. Now, I like to tell people, try to think about residential lots. Try to think about things that don't have houses. Now, I know all of you were conceived in a house. You grew up in a house. And when you go to auction, you're going to be trying to buy houses. That's what you want. But that's the whole world. So be a little bit contrarian. Start thinking about these residential lots. Because number one, they've got real value. Everybody isn't bidding on them. And you can start small. So if there's a house here, it's worth 200, and one worth over here, 200, and there's an empty lot in between, probably the only two people who are going to bid on that lot are these two homeowners. So you're not going to have a lot of other bidding on that property. All right. So that property is probably worth $20,000 or $30,000 or even $40,000, but it'll go for auction for a couple of thousand. It'll go for pennies because people don't go out and look for lots; they go look for houses. So think about that. About 25% of all the properties at auctions will be residential lots. So you want to kind of give that some thought. So I teach people to buy those because you can sell them quickly, number one, and number two, your investment is what? It's small. Keep your investment small because you want to keep your risk what? Keep your risk low, absolutely. You always want to keep your risk low. All right, so this is mailbox money, and the different states pay different amounts, but now we're talking a little bit about these tax certificates. This is perfect for seniors. Why? Because it's a system that's been around. All you have to do is learn the system. If you learn the system, you can do it for the rest of your life. It's been around 200 years. I did not invent it. Okay, this guy's a senior citizen. He's over in Tampa, Florida. Okay. Now look in the background. What can you see in the back? Woods. Woods? No. I don't know if that's woods. It doesn't look like woods to me. Okay. What do you see? You see a couple of houses, right? Well, fake it and read the bottom of the slide. Then you'll really know what's going on. Okay. So he purchased tax lien certificates on 2 houses. You see them there. And then over his shoulder, you can see those residential lots. All right. Now, when he bought tax lien certificates. Does he now have to manage this property?
When you bought it, no.
All he bought was a piece of paper that showed that he paid some taxes.
Right.
He doesn't have to go there and fix the property. He doesn't go there and collect the rent. He doesn't have to fix the toilets or paint it or do anything. Do you follow that? Okay, so this is a passive investment, and that would be a good thing to write down. Tax lien certificates are passive, because what you're gonna do is watch my hands. I'm gonna raise my hand, I'm gonna buy a certificate, I'm gonna give them the money, and I'm gonna take my certificate home, and I'm gonna put it on the table, and I'm never gonna worry about it until the government calls me, because who does all the work? The tax collector does all the work. When the people finally come in and pay, they have to pay the tax collector, they can't pay you. They pay the tax collector, who's gonna call you on the phone. Can you send that tax certificate in? So the extent of your work was, raise your hand and buy it, take the certificate home and wait. It's a so you sit on your rusty dusty. You can do that, you're well trained at that, right? All of you have been trained for how many years? Sit. You got it? How hard is that? Not very hard. All right, so you can sit there. So Rocco's gonna go down there, in this case, and he's gonna go ahead and buy 2 certificates and then pay the taxes on those 27 lots. Not spend a lot of money, but you're gonna see that he's gonna make money. Let's see how he does.
I bought 27 lots at a tax certificate sale, plus the 5 townhouses, all in one subdivision here, for $6,900. All I did was pay back taxes, and I turned around and got 18% of my money, which was $1,890. Where am I gonna make $1,890 doing absolutely nothing? I bought it online at a tax sale. I put home, threw it in my drawer, and a year and a half later, here's a check in the mail. Hello, I won.
Okay, so it's what kind of investment?
Passive.
Passive, like, did you do any fix-up?
Nope.
Did you do any work?
Nope.
Do you have any responsibility?
Nope.
Where are you gonna get investment like that? Who did he invest with? Ted.Thomas, right?
No.
Who did he invest with?
County.
And who's gonna pay him back?
County.
The government does all the work. Where are you gonna get investment like that? Does that work in your lifestyle? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course that works in your lifestyle, absolutely. This is an investment, you don't have to do any work. Now, 97% of all these owners are gonna pay their tax. 3% aren't gonna. So some of you are gonna raise your hand, buy the certificate, you're gonna go home, and you're gonna start praying for what? What are you gonna pray?
They don't pay.
If they don't pay, you gotta wait, you've been paying attention back there. If they don't pay, if they don't pay, because what are you gonna get then? Is that good?
That's great.
So let me ask this question. Why haven't you guys been doing this?
Didn't know about
It's your fault, you didn't teach us before.
You two must be delighted dinner, I can tell. Oh my God. I'm between the two of you. Her, no, she doesn't want to learn anymore. You, oh my God. All right. Well, let's see. Let's see. If we bought one of these certificates and they didn't pay us, now what's going to happen? Well, let's find out. Let's find out. So who's interested in making 25 or 50 grand on a deal? Put your hands up, quick, quick. Oh, that's what you guys really want, right? So every property has a tax. It's owed to the government. You don't get paid. They sell a tax certificate or sell a tax deed. All right, so this guy, he purchased tax certificates, right? Did we just see him?
Yeah.
All right, but I told you 97% of these people will pay, but there's always 1 or 2 that don't pay. That's the one that you'd love to have. So this young woman's 26 years old. She learned how to do this. Now she was really working her tail off. She worked for a big company, she had a great pension, great pay, making 65 grand a year, spending every night in a hotel. How often did she get to see her kids? Saturday night, Sunday she's back on the road again. She did not like that. Okay. So, she bought a tax certificate, and she paid 6 cents on the dollar. Does that smell of a good deal? Smells real good of it, okay? She invested a total of $11,000. I know you guys got more money than that, but this was a nice place for her to start. All right, so she got $11,000, okay? And the people didn't pay the tax. That's the condo she bought. It's not the prettiest one in the world. It's worth 180 grand. So raise your hand if you'd like to do one deal like that. $11,000.
I'll raise both hands.
Raise both hands then. Go ahead, raise both. One for you, one for you, one for your wife. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Got one enthusiastic person in the room, right? How does that look? How many of you would like to do that? Just one in your life? Just once? You wouldn't want, you wanna do more than one. I know you wanna do more than one.
Just one to one.
Now, this gal's 26 years old, this year.
I have a beautiful family. I'm married to this gentleman for 7 years, and we have 2 young boys, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I don't have a full-time job. This is what I do, and I do it because I can have my kids at home. I can take them with me on vacation. I can take them wherever I want to go, wherever we want to go, and I can do this all from a computer. You know, I still want to contribute to the household. I want to make sure that we have enough funds to live the life we want. You know, and having the resources and having the people that have our back and help us achieve that, it's incredible. This is life-changing. This is something that really is something you can do 10 to 12 hours a week. You can do maybe even less than that, depending on your knowledge of that particular market or that system. This is an opportunity where you can earn more than you would at a job in a matter of days, in a matter of weeks. There's not that demand for you to fit societal pressures of getting dressed in the morning and making yourself up. I mean, it sounds silly, but it's a lot of work for women to have to also put on makeup and have to wear a certain outfit. You know, this is stuff you can do from your pajamas if you want.
My all-in investment on this particular opportunity, where it's successfully proposed on the right to redeem, was about $11,000.
Want me to take a break for you guys?
I gotta take over.
Okay, it's prostate time? Prostate time, okay. Having a 2-minute break for prostates. 2-minute break.
Can you ask a question?
I actually do questions in just a couple of minutes, so go ahead, everybody run to the bathroom and come back, everybody's got a prostate problem, just a little bit.
How do you, there's a lot of stuff out there, but good stuff and bad stuff.
We'll teach you, that's what we gotta teach you. I mean, I can't teach you everything I know in an hour and a half, but we're gonna teach you how to evaluate a property, we're gonna teach you which ones to buy, which ones not. Now, if you go buy junk in the neighborhood, what do you got? Junk is always junk, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so your objective is buy in a good neighborhood, even if it's a bad house, buy a good neighborhood, because you can't change the neighborhood, but you can change the house, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you gotta learn some of that stuff. I can't teach you that here, I gotta make sure you get the system first. But that's what we do, we teach people the step-by-step
No, I
process.
have a friend who bought one in Baltimore, but it was in, obviously it was in a bad area. And they didn't pay taxes, so we got the property, but the property,
Well, what do you want junk for? See, that's.
Oh, no, I understand, but what I'm saying is that
Okay, here, the people that are here that we're gonna talk to have moved here because they wanted a certain lifestyle. There is no other lifestyle like this in another place. So whether you live in the villages or around it, there's a certain nice lifestyle that you like here. Weather, not too much traffic, decent restaurants, decent everything, right? And so you can do what you wanna do. People that go out and buy junk, you can't fix junk. You're gonna go crazy trying to do that. So that's why you want someone to guide you through the steps to doing that. That's what we do, is we teach people how to do that. So it's not a difficult process, but it's gonna take some learning.
Let me ask you a question. From also mentioned that some property, there's like multiple year certificates. So how do you?
Yeah, if in Florida, there's 2 years of the certificate, okay? And only can say outstanding. So when you go to buy the certificate, they're gonna say, do you wanna pay next year's? And your answer is?
Yes.
Of course, just buy both certificates and then that's.
If you bought one, it would be a problem.
No, it's no problem, there would be number 2, so number 1's always number 1. You can always buy them out, so it's not a problem. It's never a problem.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Just take my word for it, okay? If you own the first certificate, you own the first certificate.
The earliest year.
That's right, so that's gonna be number 1, right? All right, if someone comes in, if this gentleman goes and buys the second one, he's number 2. So if the property comes up for auction, you're if they don't pay, you're number 1, you're gonna get the property.
So why would someone buy that other year?
Because you wanna make the 18%, you can buy him out.
Oh, I have to pay, okay.
But maybe you wanted to say to him, you buy me out that one.
Okay, yeah, someone's got to.
It's always gonna work, because
Yeah.
once you have a numbering system, it'll always work.
Yeah.
You get the idea? Okay. Those guys are having a hard time, they take a long time.
There's only one.
One hole?
Yeah, there's a
In the
minimum.
ground?
Yeah, they're just full.
For me?
They're just full.
They're just full of it? Oh, that was mean. That was mean. Did you teach him that?
Sure.
Yeah, yes.
I take all.
Okay, I'll wait one more minute. One more minute.
Any blame on me.
How long do you generally hold this?
Hold a certificate? It depends on where you are. All those certificates are gonna be redeemed in 2 years.
2 years.
The longest you're gonna own the certificate is 2 years in Florida.
It's 18% a year.
Whatever you buy your certificate at, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. Why are you gonna make that kind of money?
So you're buying a certificate for $1,000, you get 18% the first year, you get another 18% second year, on top of the 18% that you put in the first year?
That's why you always want to, if they say, do you want the next year's certificate, you want to buy that because you want to keep the 18% on both of them. Yeah. I mean, keep the highest rate as you can. You want to buy both certificates, absolutely.
No, it's 18% per year.
Per year.
Yeah.
So it's, in Florida,
If you don't want to buy the next year, you just cash it in?
if you don't want to buy it,
If you don't want to buy the second year, what we do the first year certificate?
you buy the first year. If you don't want to buy the second, I'll buy the second. I don't mind. I like it.
What happened to Mike when he had one?
Articulate it again. I didn't get it.
But more, 2 years, I want for 1 year. So
It's a 2-year certificate.
A 2-year certificate.
You only want 1 year.
1 year, what happened?
Okay, well, that's the exact same question he's asking.
Okay.
And here's the exact same answer. The answer is, they're gonna ask you, do you want both years? And you say, no, you only want 1 year, correct? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, the second year, anybody that wants to buy it can buy it.
We buy it.
But you have the first certificate, so you control the property. Is that good? Okay, so you can buy him out, or he can buy you out, if you want. Oh, that was better, right?
Oh, yes.
All right.
That was fun.
Okay.
One beer too many at lunch.
Oh, well, I'm envious. Okay, so we left off with Risha.
Yep.
We just made 169,000, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you haven't missed a beat, right?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Risha,
Okay, so we won't show that again. All right, so this is a work from home business for all practical purposes, although you should go check the properties that you're gonna buy. You should check them. If you don't want to, there's companies that will go do that for you. So if you decide to buy in a foreign state or something like that, have someone do that kind of stuff for you. Now, you guys are into lifestyle, and that's what this is. You design the lifestyle around what you want to, and they're not going to do an auction every week here in Florida, but some states like, let's use Georgia, they'll have an auction every single month, so you got to make deals every month if you want to. Remember, it's going to take you 5 to 10 hours to put one of these things together. Who's in control? You're in control, but here's what you have to do. You have to take that first step. Today's the day we're going to talk about that. Okay, so I'm going to show you real world deals. All the people that do this have got the gray hair like you see. Now, my average client is somewhere between 45 and 105. That's who I get for clients, okay? Now, this has been around for 200 years. Now, here's the beauty of this business and why everybody likes it. It's why you're going to like it, why I'm going to like it, and why the county likes it. This thing was well designed 200 years ago. First of all, everyone benefits. You get paid. Is that good? Say yes, nice and loud.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Secondly, the government gets paid.
Yeah.
Now they have.
Yeah.
Okay, now thirdly, that person that went into default on the tax certificate, you're gonna pay their taxes. You're gonna save their assets. Why? Because they're not gonna lose that house to the government. So they're gonna get anywhere from 18 months to 2 years to go and find their money for a new roof, or to fix their car, or get their wife, healthy again from being sick. I mean, I don't know what happened in their life, but they couldn't pay the taxes. But I can tell you right now, if a guy has a kid that is sick, is he gonna pay the taxes or is he gonna pay the doctor? Okay, so the doctor's gonna get paid. However, people recover. So 97% of all tax certificates will pay you. So that's a nice, safe, secure investment. Do you get that? Okay, so you guys like that. All right, good. So I tell everybody, this is the safest, most lucrative investment in America. Why? Because you invest with the government, now you get checks coming back from the government. We already know that in the graph because you've seen it a bunch of times. So when you buy a tax lien certificate,
Hey.
is that good? Yeah. All right, excellent. Okay, when you buy a deed, you get, okay, so I'm not excited about that. I'd like to put a piece of land in there. I'd rather get land because do I want to have to fix up properties? You don't want to do that, right? Okay. All right, so the tax collector automatically puts you in first lien position. That means if the IRS had a lien on the property, don't worry about it, because it's going to wipe them out. As a matter of fact, I tell people, they call me up and they say, Ted, this has got an IRS lien on it. And I say to them, good. Well, say it again.
Good.
I say, good, because every other investor that's never been in my class, they see that IRS lien and say, oh, I don't want this one, I'll have an IRS lien. The IRS lien gets wiped out. Oh my God. It's wiped off the property. Is it still against the person?
Yeah.
Because IRS liens are generally against people, right? But it's off the property. So now, That's the one you want to bid on, because nobody else is going to bid because they see the IRS thing, right? It's a matter of education. It's what it is, the people that know stuff. All right, so I told you about Arizona. Okay, Arizona, 1.25% is what they're going to pay you every month. Illinois, 18% in 6 months, and another 18% for the next 6 months. So that's 3% for every month up to a year. Is that a pretty good rate of return?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the last auction in Cook County had 105,000 tax certificates. 105,000 in Cook County. Okay, do you want to buy junk or do you want to buy good ones? Which do you want to buy? You want to buy in the country club or do you want to buy in the ghetto? Why do you want to buy in the country club? Exactly. Not only can you resell it, but if you don't get paid, you want to have a nice property, right? All right, so that'd be good. All right, I said Georgia is my favorite state, so let me explain Georgia to you. You're going to go in shock when you see this. Watch my hands. In Georgia, I buy a certificate this day. I paid for the certificate. The clock starts ticking. Tick, 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 tick. Now, I could tick all the way up to 1 year. But any day the property owner comes in to pay the tax, they come in 10 days, I get back all my money plus, read the screen.
18%.
Okay, they come in 150 days, I get back all my money plus. Wow. So that's called a penalty return. If they come in 1 day, I get 20%.
Right.
All my money plus 20%.
Right.
All right, now listen to this. In Georgia, they have 169 counties. That means there's 169 auctions every month. Now, watch what I'm going to do. I bought the certificate. Tick, 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 tick. They paid me in 30 days. I got all my money plus. Is that good? They're going to have another auction next month. Next month. Tick, tick, tick. They paid me in 60 days. I got all my money plus. Ooh, you can just do this forever.
But they're certificates, not deeds, right?
They actually call them deeds, but they act like a certificate.
Okay.
They're actually a deed, but they act like a certificate. Okay? They work the same way as a certificate. So don't be confused about it. If you come to class, we'll make sure that you get a decision. I have one guy that specializes just in Georgia. He can tell you everything you ever want to know. All right, but here's why I like Georgia. Okay, I bought a certificate here. The guy doesn't pay me, doesn't pay me, doesn't pay me. So on the 365th day, how much does he owe me? Read the screen.
20%.
Okay, now at that point in time, if you wanted to, you could say, we're throwing you out, we're going to take the property. You could say that. But if you're my client, I don't want you to do that. I want you to let the certificate roll into the 366th day, because in the year 2, you make 30% on your money.
Wow.
In year 3, you make 40% on your money. And in year 4, you make 50% on your money. I didn't make the rules, I'm bringing you the message. I'm bringing you the message. I said 50% in the 4th year. That's what you do. Who pays you that? When the people pay their taxes, the money goes to the government's going to pay you that check. Or you're going to get the property. You're always going to get paid, or you're going to get the property. You're always going to get paid, or you're going to get the property. Does it make sense?
Sure.
Should you be doing this? When's a good time to start? Exactly. That's all right. All right, now Texas, let's do Texas. In Texas, I bought a certificate. Tick, tick, tick. And Texas is ruthless. What's the word I use?
Ruthless.
About collecting tax. They are serious about collecting those taxes. So the certificate starts today, tick, tick, tick. Any day for 180 days. You've got 180 days. That's how long?
6 months.
6 months to pay their tax. If they don't pay their tax, I'm going to tell you right now that the local government's going to issue a certificate. It's a piece of paper like this. They issue that certificate. It's 6 months later, if they haven't paid you, it's a deed absolute.
Wow.
What does that mean?
You own
You got it.
Wow.
You got it. 180 days. You do not mess around in the state of Texas. They'll tell you that. They'll tell you right up front, you either pay your taxes or your property's gone. Now here's the beauty of Texas. Tick, 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 the clock's going. 10 days you can pay all the money. They pay me all the money, I get all my money back. How much do I get back?
it. All your money.
All your money plus.
25%.
I got a jet out at the airport, it's all ready to go. Who's going? Who wants to go? Who wants to go?
Yeah, let's get a bus.
A bus? We haven't got that much time, man. We haven't got that much time. We haven't got enough life left, guys. We're going to take action now. Is this making sense to you guys?
Yeah.
You guys ought to be doing this. Okay. So I love Georgia because second year I make 30%, year after that I make 40%, year after that I make 50%. Okay, I didn't make it. So the government's the one that gives you the right to receive all this money, okay? Who in the room deserves to make $25,000 in the next 12 months? Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
Please.
Okay, I got 3 people raising their hand. The rest of you just sitting there with your arms crossed. Let me try it again. I'll read it to you to see if it can help you understand. Who in the room deserves to make $25,000 or even $50,000 next 12 months? Let me see if I can get some hand. Oh, I see, I gotta do everything twice. Okay, just, I get it.
Did she say no?
She said no? Did she say that? Did you say no again? You
Not
did.
me.
Okay, now she did. Now she's on board, okay. It took me a while, okay. So there's big money to be made in this business. I'm gonna make this my last example, and then I'm gonna give you guys a break, okay? And this is Scott. So he learned how to do this. He didn't have a pit to his, I mean, he didn't have any money. But this guy figured it out. Now watch what he figured out. You're gonna be amazed, okay? So Scott, he ended up buying $3 million worth of tax certificates, but he had no money. He had no money. So he started telling his friends, look, why don't you make an investment with the government? I'll show you how to do it. And if you make a profit, you have to give me 20%. Now, first of all, nobody's gonna invest the money with you, because they don't know who that leader is, right? But he said, no, you don't have to give me the money, you give money to the government. But if you make money and I teach you how to do it, he wants to get 20%. Now let me show you how savvy this guy is. This is really good, you're gonna love it. Now, I'm not gonna go through all these details here, but I'm gonna show you what he did. Okay, here we go. All right, this is a graph of what he did. All right, now this column over here, it shows in this case, he invested under $500. I said under $500, which you guys have blown on a dinner with your family, easy. 500 bucks. He bought 459 certificates. Now, in the course of 3 years, he bought 700 certificates. You see that?
Yep.
So I'm just going to explain it. So let's see how he does it. So don't pay attention to all the ones in the middle right now. He bought 459 of them. Follow it across now. And on those certificates, yell it out to me. How much did you make?
22%.
Now, how are you guys doing in your investment? You guys making 22%? This is a guy with no money. He's telling the people, go do this. He made 22%. All right, so the next group he bought 184 of them for other people now, okay? And these were 500 to 1,500. All right, so that's the investment. That's how many of them he did. So he's got accurate numbers here. All right, how much did he make on that bunch?
Wow.
Now, how's that compare with what you're doing? And he hasn't got any money invested. He's using other people's money. All right, well, let's get on to the bottom one, okay? This one, he's invested $5,000 in one certificate, sometimes as much as 20. So he bought 11 of those, but you can see he bought 700 of these total. So let's go over here and see how he did. How's that? What's that say?
Wow.
26. All right, this guy's got no money, but watch how he gets money real quick. Now, how much did I say he was going to get on the investment? Did I tell you? All right. He's going to let them invest their money, but he's going to teach them how to do it. Okay, so he bought 700 certificates, $3 million invested. So let's say, he made a lot more than that. But let's say he only made 20%. You saw the number, you already saw the numbers. So is that a pretty good rate of return for him?
Wow.
Guy didn't have any money. And so he told him, if you do that with me, I'll give you 70, and he got 30. Now, how much risk did he take?
Zero.
Folks, I'm not in the risk business. You need to get out of the risk business. Holy schmoly. Is that bizarre or what? Guy didn't have any money. Raise both hands. Go ahead, it'll do you good. You need the exercise. Make your heart. Make your heart.
Praise the Lord.
Okay, I don't know how valuable you guys consider training, but these are some of the schools I checked out. We have a whole generation of people that are stacking up debt. And they're stacking it up big time. Now, does any of those schools that you know of, I don't know that any of the schools that I listed there will teach you how to make money. So they claim that their training is valuable. I'm not saying it's not valuable. But someone that invests with me, they're going to invest $1,900. That's what they invest with me, and I teach them how to make money. I probably talked to you guys more about making money this afternoon in an hour's time than you would get in 4 or 5 years in a college. Now, this is what the kind of money they spend. This is the kind of money they spend for 4 years. The average student today takes more than 6 years to get through. They're building up debt. They're starting out with more debt than you guys had in the first house you bought. More debt. Mine course is $1,900. I think that they're doing pretty good. So if you guys are learning today, I'm in the business of teaching people how to do this. How many of you are ready to get started and learn how to do this? Raise your hand up there. Let me see who you are. All right, good. Thank you. All right. All right. These are some of the training materials. I have a lot of training materials. I call these materials making money carefully, and I'm interested in making money carefully. So we teach you all of this. We do all this online, so you can sit at your kitchen table and do this. Okay, so we have manuals, we have guidebooks, we have We have DVDs, but we're gonna get this to you online. Now, that course is usually $1,995. When I'm doing visits in the villages, I have a real advantage that I don't have anywhere else. First advantage is, do I have a big campus? No, I'm just gonna put you online. So I'm not paying for a big fancy campus, we're not cutting the grass, there's no big oak trees, no big fancy old buildings. Plus, if I'm gonna market in the villages, all I have to do is put an ad in the newspaper. Every time you saw that ad, it cost me $1,000. So I can bring clients into the villages for $1,000. Now, most of the rooms are bigger. Most of the rooms have 20 to 40 people for $1,000. It's unbelievable. All right, so I cut all my costs. So if I cut my costs, I pass that on to you. So instead of you guys paying $1,995, $97, it's gonna be a lot cheaper. You're gonna only invest $697. Now, there's anybody in this room that can't afford $697. If that's too much for you, you're in the wrong room. You're definitely in the wrong room. All right, so you want to improve your financial situation, I'll tell you how to do it. I can teach you safe, secure investments. We have coaches to teach you. We can do it online, every way that you want to do it. So if you're ready to do this kind of thing, well, we're going to take a break here in a minute. We're going to take a 5-minute break. If people are interested, we're going to talk more about it. And you can stay here if you want. And then after we take that short break and the people that want to do it and commit to doing it, then I'm going to show you a little bit of advanced training where people that want to do the advanced training, what they're going to do is learn how to make $25,000 and $50,000 on those deals. I don't show you the big money deals when I start because it scares the hell out of people and they don't. You've now seen a safe, secure investment. If you want that, then what you want to do is you want to get involved today. We'll take a 5-minute break right now. And those of you who want to get involved, let's get you committed to doing that. And then I'll take another few minutes, about 10 minutes after that, and show you guys how to make the big money. We're into making the big money. I don't want to do deals where I'm making $2,000 and $5,000. I want to make deals where you make $25,000, $50,000, and $100,000. I'm telling you, this is a business of abundance. If you want to make big money, we can show you how to do that. All the people that are on my staff that teach this have all done 25, 50, 100 deals. You're not going to learn from people that are just some professor standing up here talking about how great it is to be in their Ivy League college. We're going to talk about making money, and that's all we do. So with that, we're going to take a little break. So how many people are sincerely interested in what we're talking about? Would you just raise your hand now? Put your hand up there so I know who you are. So we've got 2 or 3 in the front row and 1 person in the back. They're going to give you a little form to fill out. You can all stay in the room if you want for the 5 minutes and ask questions. Because in 5 minutes, for the people that I know are committed, I'm going to do another 10 or 15 minutes and show you how to make big money and make it fast. Okay, so it's up to you what you want to do. So everybody, if nothing else, everybody stand up just so you've got your blood kind of moving. If you want to stay for 5 minutes and ask me questions, go ahead and do that. If you want to leave, you want me to do that. If you're going to sign up, we'd like to have you on board.
You want to stay for about 2 minutes? We'll be here on 5. Yes. We have questions, but can you take any questions?
Sure, I'm going to do questions for 5 minutes. I told you I do that when I get done. I'm done.
Oh.
Okay, we should go right now. In the 5 minutes, I'll do
can you take up questions from him?
I'm happy to.
Okay, good.
Say them loud so everybody can hear.
All right, a couple of questions. Tax treatment on the gains, short term, long term, is it not much?
It's short term.
So it's
short term,
ordinary
unless you hold it. You have to hold it for 6 months, and then it's of course.
Okay. Again, back on the point, and I was saying it's 9 months on long term. I think I'm wrong. So if you buy a property and you hold it, and it doesn't get redeemed or whatever, you hold it 2 years, would that be taxed at long-term capital gains, you think, or do you know?
I know. First of all, I'm not an accountant, so I can't give you that kind of advice. But if you buy a certificate, that's going to be ordinary income because it's interest income coming from the county or a penalty income. But if you buy a property and you hold it, like
okay, that makes sense. What you're saying.
Sometimes what people will do, and now you're a sophisticated investor. There's other people that are sophisticated too. If you're in a market that you know is going like this, so like in Seattle. So I have guys in Seattle. What they're doing, I teach you to buy residential lots. All right, now these are not my numbers. The attorneys in Seattle will tell you this market's moving at 25% up. So they'll buy this lot, and then they're just going to hold it to get a long-term capital gain.
Right.
So they're just going to hold it because they're going to buy it for 20 cents on the dollar. Let it go up 25%. They made 100% just sitting on it.
I want to think that I did something like this a few years ago with a guy named Ned Majors.
I know him well.
You know
He
that?
passed away.
He was down in southern Florida somewhere?
No, he was in South Carolina. When he passed away, he had 3,000 tax certificates.
Okay, he did all the work for me.
Right.
As I recall. I gave him money.
Right.
And then he did all
That was
stuff.
actually security. I don't do securities. You give somebody money, that's security. You can't give me any money.
Okay.
He was actually doing securities. I
But
know
he
Ned.
kind of did this.
Same concept, same
Okay,
concept.
And I don't remember.
He's a very savvy investor. He was very good.
Was he?
Yeah,
I didn't know
his
he
challenge was he bought too much. I mean, I think when he passed away, there was at least 1,000 certificates he still had. So that meant they went back to me in certificates. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
See, the problem is, everybody, once people see you making money, everybody wants on board. So what I'm saying is you control your own damn money. Don't let somebody else control your money, because now he passed away. Those all went back to tax auction.
And again, my mind went to, we're buying tax certificates, if you would, on the property that he owns. And what would stop me, I mean, we get public records on who this guy is, and I say, hey, just go ahead and let the thing go, and now we'll partner, and I'll get it. The problem with that is, I guess, he's forced into a debt here, and it goes on his record that followed him for forever, so we can't partner.
I don't even worry about that nowadays, because so many people are going broke. Here's the challenge you're gonna have with that. If you collude with this guy that's going to tax auction, okay, what a tax auction does is it wipes out the mortgage and all the other liens.
Right.
Okay? If you wiped out all those other liens and you knowingly did so, and now you're gonna make a profit,
I got you.
that's fraud.
I got you.
So you don't want to touch it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I would tell you, you're pretty sophisticated, very few people know the questions you're asking. But what happens is, when you even go to an auction, I will tell you this in my class. I said, I don't even want you to talk to the person next door to you. I don't even want you to know their name.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because there's videos running now. There's
Oh,
videos.
yes. Big Brother's everywhere.
Everywhere. So you don't want to be talking to any of those people, or even say, oh, I'm going to bid on this one, I'm going to bid on that one. You want to keep your mouth shut, and you're going to do like this gentleman. I'm just going to pick your portfolio up. You're going to carry a portfolio like this or something. You're just going to keep it close to the vest so you know what your bid is, so no one can see what you're doing. Because you want to make sure that you're squeaky clean, because you're going to get the deal of a century, and you want it to be your deal. And you don't want somebody.
But if you're bidding, you know, if you got a piece of property that you like it, you get 6 other people there, it would seem like it's going to go to the highest bidder, of course. So what happens in the process of?
Always let it go to the highest bidder. Now, here's what I've been a little bit, I've been doing this a long time, so I want to make sure that I'm going to be squeaky clean, number one, but number two, I want to make money. And so I'm always going to say, I want someone to outbid me. It's okay. Because it's a business of abundance. Now, let me give you an example of how much the abundance is. So let's say we picked Georgia as the state we want to go to. There's 169 auctions this month.
In the state of Georgia?
In the state of Georgia.
Wow.
I mean, you don't have enough life left to get just to Georgia auction. So it's a business. So if someone gets a better deal than you did, all right, so you wanted to get it for 20 grand, but my friend back there in the blue t-shirt, he's going to pay 25. So you're going to say, no, it's okay. There's another auction tomorrow. There's 5,000 auctions a year, and until you walked in this room, you didn't even know there was auctions.
Are there, my time is my most precious commodity, most precious. And I like the Ned Majors model where, okay, Ned, you know, do it for me. Because
Like that guy I just showed you a minute ago.
Yeah. I mean, and he gets what, a third or whatever?
Yeah, he gets a third. And Ned got a third and some guy 50%. But the problem was, you're giving your money to someone else. You're a very trusting guy. Okay, you gave your money to Ned. You didn't give it to the government. You can't do that with me. Now, I'm telling you right now, if you give your money to somebody else, you're in the securities business. He is, not you. Okay? You're in the securities business.
They're in the right license and all that stuff.
There is no such thing as license for that. They put him in jail if they know what he was doing.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. I know Ned since, if I say 25 years.
He's a decent guy. I always like
No, he's a good guy. He did the right thing, but all you had to do was one wrong one, and they'll have a regulator on him.
If you get a question, you would.
Okay, now you guys that want in, get your paperwork done, and then I'm gonna do 5 more minutes. Do your paperwork so I can get it going. You don't want in.
I was looking at that 18% fraud.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Nothing?
And do they have termination to the tax exemptions?
Termination on a tax
6
certificate?
months, did they have?
It's 2 years on the certificate for 2 years. Okay,
Okay, sorry, we can't stay longer, we had 5 o'clock, and I like what I'm hearing, I just don't have time right now to jump.
Okay,
but-
you can go there anytime you want.
I will.
Okay.
I will do
There'll be
it.
videos of me there and you can do it.
Thank you.
Let's do a couple other questions.
It's very informative, by the way,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, thank
Thank
you.
you. Well, you knew quite a bit to ask.
Yeah, thank you.
Not getting people like you very often. Yes, sir.
Tell me more
Thank you very
about
much.
this course, maybe.
Okay, all right, so what we're gonna do, you guys wanna listen to this because you get signed up, so welcome aboard first of all. Okay, so we're gonna get you started with learning materials right now. So within the next 3 weeks, I'll have someone come here to the villages, and they'll probably go to the waterfront. And they'll actually come here and they'll actually buy a certificate online so you can watch it happen. So you can watch it happen. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to have any money, you can just watch it happen. All right, but immediately after we get back to the office, someone will call you and they'll say, all right, look, we got a coaching call a certain night of the week, we're gonna invite you to that. And when you're gonna start studying this stuff online, and then in April, if you can come, I'm gonna do a 4-day event. Now, once you sign up on this certificate today, for the rest of my life, anytime there's a event, you can come to it. So I do these 3-day events. Sometime we're in Orlando, the next one, people love it because we're gonna be in Cocoa Beach. So people like that because they go on to the beach at night, stuff like that. So you're gonna get learning materials to start right now. There'll be someone that'll be here, and so you can watch them do it, and then there's gonna be regular classes online. Then when you come to the big event, you'll have other people like me that know as much as I do and more, and they'll be teaching you. So you're gonna get up to here in learning materials, but it's only at whatever pace you wanna move. So you wanna go slow, you can go slow. You wanna go fast, you go back. You're gonna do it from your computer at home.
What forms of learning, CDs, that?
Okay, we don't send them out anymore because most people don't want them. So we have everything on DVD and we have everything in manuals. We're gonna send those to you so you can download them. You can download them and you can have the whole thing. You can study. If you wanna do it in the middle of the night, you can do that. And we have websites, you can get on, you can, any time of day that you wanna study, we're there 24/7. Then each day, if you have a question, I'll get someone in my office that'll answer your question. You can call anytime from about 10 when we start killing those calls. But anytime from 10 to 4, you can call our office. You got a question on something, they'll answer your question. They're all real people. This is all we do, we don't do anything else. Just what you're learning now is all we do, nothing else. Does that sound good?
Now, these courses, obviously, you get into me, the most important thing is evaluate when you get it, because just to buy a place, they're not all good.
Yeah, well, we're gonna keep you from buying junkers, so you might have heard me say that. Junk is junk.
Right.
If you can get a great deal in junk, you still got junk. So we're gonna, if you're gonna follow me, you're gonna buy nice houses and buy in the villages, buy places like that. Because if you get it, you got something decent. Okay, if you don't get it, now look at that gal, she made $160,000. That wasn't a great place, it was pretty darn good though. All right, so she's gonna make a lot of money. That's what you wanna buy good stuff if you buy tax certificates. Remember, you can't fix the neighborhood, so buy a good neighborhood, good houses, always.
That's pretty obvious, knowing
Yeah.
how to do it.
Well, we'll show you how to do it, because you can watch videos that'll show you what to evaluate in each house. You can watch them, so everything we have is on video. You can watch videos I got a resource center, you can watch all this. And you can watch it 10 times, there's no restriction. You can learn 24/7, 365. Everything I have is online. And sit at your computer. If you don't know how to do it, you don't know how to use a computer, they'll teach you. And we have classes to teach you how to buy online. If you want to buy online, we have classes to teach you.
That's your question. I'll give it a try.
Okay, good.
So,
Well, no, wait a minute. How much are we investing in? I'm not asking you to mortgage your house. I'm talking what you're gonna spend for dinner for a family. $695.
What do you, like if you buy somewhere on the city of Georgia?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna necessarily drive up to Georgia, so you said you get to hire somebody to.
You can hire people to go out and do it. There's tons of people who go out and they'll look at the
Actually
property.
physically look at the property.
They'll physically look at it and send you pictures. That'd be good?
So you have contact with them, or what does that usually cost?
No, there's regular companies that, they'll do it for $100.
$100 for what?
Go out and look at the property for you and take pictures and send them to you.
Each property?
Every property.
No, $100 per property, is it?
Yeah, $100 a property. But you don't wanna look at 50, you wanna want 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you wanna work at something.
I mean, the most I've ever looked at on the weekend is 25. That's the most. But I've been doing it a long time, so you only want to do one at a time. Yeah. Remember what I said about starting small? Start, do a deal, make sure it works. Do another deal, make sure it works. Okay. You guys get yourself signed up.
I'm not gonna be here for next month, because I'm gonna be on the road. We're gonna do traveling, so I'm gonna take this with me.
No, you can't.
Can't take it with you?
No,
Uh-oh.
you can't take it with you. Why would you take it with you? What good's it doing?
And we feel better than a deal.
No, get signed up now, and then you can study when you're on the road, you can study whenever. I mean, if you don't do it today, you'll never do it the rest of your life.
Yes, I will.
Guarantee I'll never see your face again. I've been doing this for 30 years,
Okay, good.
okay? Good luck to you.
You come back here again, or when?
I come back here, I come back here once a month.
Once a month.
Once a month.
Okay, see you next time.
Yeah.
See you in May.
That's always happened. Yeah.
Thank
Well, it just depends on what page you read.
Yeah, I guess.